Hi everyone, this is Tarini Rouet from Allies in Colour, your national independent peak body for multicultural Australians, expatriates and new citizens, and also Compel, the Centre of Multicultural Political Engagement, Literacy and Leadership. I'm just at the gym, hence my gym attire. As I do when I'm working out, I start thinking about a lot of things, and I always am thinking. And I've learned a lot coming into the multicultural space from the private sector, and I've learned that perhaps there are a lot of secrets that a lot of people don't know, but then there are also lots of open secrets that people kind of know, but need reminding, right? And I thought I'll let you in to one of the open secrets that you all probably know about, but I feel obliged to remind you. So whether you consider yourself to be a part of Multicultural Australia, right, regardless of your skin color, whether you think you're an Anglo-Australian and you've got nothing to do with Multicultural Australia, doesn't matter. Your tax dollars, my tax dollars, is what's running these behemoth, these legacy multicultural organizations that have been existing for decades. Okay, so when multicultural organizations use words like their stakeholders or their leaders, and it's their opinion that matters, understand that you too are a stakeholder in these organizations, or whether or not you've signed up officially to become a member, whether or not you've volunteered, whether or not you've got some award or recognition by these organizations that you're a valuable contributor. Understand that you all have contributed by virtue of the fact that it's your tax dollars that has been paying the salary of those people working in these multicultural organizations. And you know what's the atrocity? The atrocious part is what I have found. You may not agree with my perspective, but this is my perspective and I'm entitled to have one. My perspective is a lot of these organizations, you've got people in there who've been there for decades. Something is wrong when people, when years have gone by and the people that have been there for decades are not able to find new blood to replace them, or they are unwilling to move from their positions to allow new ideas into the organizations. Remember, you're all funding this, okay? And second of all, what I've realized is there is a lot of bloating. When I say bloating, with respect to staff hiring, staff positions, right? And I really don't want to target the junior level positions that are being hired in these organizations. Generally, they do a fantastic job, but I really question some of those people that have titles like head of advocacy or head of media, right? And then they have all these underlings under them doing the bulk of the work, but then because they've got the head of titles in these organizations, they are being paid a hefty salary. And one of these organizations, I won't mention which one, had a head of advocacy in media, for instance, and I actually, one of my community members actually found that hey, you've got a head of communications media with staff members under this person, and they've only ever released 5 newsletters the entire year. Like, how's that possible? And when that was brought to my attention, I was like, oh my god, this is the sort of data that we need to show how much wastage there is in the multicultural space. And it's not just about money being wasted, it's also about, what is the impact of the money, that your money and my money that has gone into these organizations. What is the impact? Because we're still fighting for the exact same issues we've been fighting for decades. At least something has to have improved, right? You can't just keep saying, oh, poor us, we're still fighting for these issues. No, that sort of rhetoric is done and over with. We're all sick and tired of hearing about oh, poor thing, we're all suffering from racism. Yes, yes, there is. But then, what actually impactful things are you actually doing beyond all those things that you've already been doing these years? Is there anything new, innovative, that's actually going to solve the issues? Or are you still using the same old methods and expecting different results? And meanwhile, millions and millions of our taxpayers' money has gone into these organizations paying for these salaries when there's a housing crisis, there's a rental crisis. Honest to God, this money could have been better reinvested into those issues than the continued investment into our multicultural space without the impact. So yeah, that's the open secret that I wanted to share with you about, and I'm sure all of you already know this. But yeah, don't agree with my perspective? That's cool. I can handle that. All perspectives are welcome in my organization. But yeah, with this thought, I'll let you think about it over the weekend. And yeah, it's time for you to become an empowered taxpayer. It's time for you to demand better as a stakeholder, whether or not organizations recognize you as one. You are a stakeholder by virtue of the fact that it's your tax money that is being used to fund their pay, their salary, and their positions.